Hey everybody, welcome back. If you're new, my name is Chris. I'm going to do a quick house overview of the brand or the house Giardini di Toscana, a niche fragrance house that has gotten a ton of hype recently, mostly because of the very popular Bianco Latte and to a lesser extent Borabora over the summer. However, I got my hands on a discovery set this summer, went through it and was blown away by all of the offerings. There are so many gems in here besides those two fragrances that I think you guys should know about. And I've been asked by several people to do a house overview. So today's video is going to be about discussing my experience going through the house of Giardini Toscana. I'm going to tell you about my favorites, full bottles I have, and maybe some of the perfumes I might be buying on the horizon. And with that, let's get started. Before we get started though, if there are any other house overviews you'd like me to discuss, let me know in the comments section below and I will make sure to add it to my to-do list in the next couple months. So I'm going to be talking about the Discovery set right here, and it has 11 offerings. So many gems. And again, I've got some notes because a lot of these I have tested over the summer and haven't worn since, or maybe once or twice since July. I don't remember the price of this entire Discovery set. I got it on Lucky Set and I want to say it's $65. I have a discount code below. I'll let you know, but I actually think it was very good bang for my buck. I'm going to start off with the perfume I purchased before I got the Discovery set. I actually purchased a small tester or decant, a couple decants from Lucky Scent, and I bought it. Now, going through the set, would I have purchased this one if I had tried the rest of them in the line? No, I wouldn't. But nevertheless, it is the first one I got a full bottle of. It is Borabora. This is one that made a lot of, I would say, got pretty popular over the summer. And if you are going into the winter time like myself, or those in the northern part of the hemisphere, you probably won't be wearing this a ton unless you live somewhere really warm, which I do not. If you are in the southern hemisphere, this one might be a good one to wear in the next couple months. But this is really a tropical floral perfume with some fruits. So this is tropical florals. It has jasmine and ylang ylang. This, to me, the ylang ylang is absolutely the most prominent note in here, even though I do pick up jasmine. Yeah, this is a really nice, fruity, slightly sweet ylang ylang perfume. Sometimes ylang ylang, sometimes it can be really sweet, and I think here and with the additional notes, it comes off as sweet. There is a little bit of caramel in here. It's not a caramelly perfume. It just has some sweetness. I pick up on the apricot. There's apricot in here, and the kind of apricot, the fruitiness I get is the pulp and the skin. It's very prominent. Other people might not get it. I get it it's very noticeable to me, and I think it goes so well with the ylang ylang. I wouldn't like it as much if this nice little fruitiness was in there with the little added sweetness. It would just be a tropical floral perfume that was nice, but just didn't jump out at me. But it's really, really lovely in here. It does have vanilla as well. Not a gourmand, but the vanilla and caramel are added, give it a little bit of sweetness. So it's a nice, almost like a tropical drink. So a floral perfume, a sweet tropical floral perfume with some nice sweetness, and definitely for me, an added apricot note. So the next one I'm gonna go with is Celeste. This is one that I actually like better than Borabora, but I didn't know about it till I did the Discovery set. I took it with me on vacation, and in my downtime, or that's what I wore on vacation, I wore the different perfumes in this set and really enjoyed wearing them because they went really well with summer and Florida, even though some of these are heavier perfumes, more nighttime friendly perfumes. This one, Celeste, is definitely, even though it was lovely this summer, this to me is going to be great in the winter time, and I actually like this better than I do Borabora. So this is a violet forward perfume, and violet can be lots of things in perfumes. It adds a powdery touch, it can be sweet. Here, this perfume smells like violet candies swimming in like sweet cream. I definitely get a sweet, creamy milkiness in here. And it also, as it dries down, it gets a little bit more powdery. So something about it, vanillic and sweet and a little bit powdery in the dry down. I've had people tell me they get straight up violet candies. I definitely get that. This is a sweet violet perfume, but there's something creamy and sweet and vanillic in the dry down. And oh my goodness gracious, this is a compliment getter. Shocked me. I wore this to work. One of the most complimented perfumes. Like, everybody who smelled me thought I smelled great. And when I wore this on vacation, we did a little VRBO, and everybody that stayed with us on vacation said, you smell really sweet. You smell really good, kind of sweet. So I love Celeste, and it's a great year-round perfume, but something about it to me reads kind of chunky, fluffy sweater in the wintertime. The next one needs no introduction, probably the most popular in the line. It is Bianco Latte, a vanilla caramel perfume with, to me, a prominent tonka bean note. And the tonka note, tonka can smell like a bunch of different things, but the tonka in here is giving it a sweet green grassiness. That's what I get in here. I get like a dry grassiness, almost like freshly mown grass, but really kind of toned down. I pick that up. And that's typically from coumarin, which is in tonka beans. Some people might pick up a little bit of plastic, plasticky note or something that they're not sure where it's coming from. That little note that smells a little bit unusual or unique, most likely coming from the coumarin in the tonka bean. And it's a profile that can be in fragrances that have cherry, etc. But I definitely get some sort of green, a slight green fresh undertone in this one, in addition to that vanillic caramel tonka perfume. This is a beast. This lasts forever. If you like Escapade Gourmand, smells similar, in addition to the perfume I've been showing called Madeira. That smells similar. It's got that caramel, vanillic sweetness, but Madeira has coconut. This has tonka. So they do move in different directions. You probably don't need all of them, and in the end, I might get rid of one out of those three because there's a lot of overlap. But Bianco Latte, definitely the most popular, and boy, does that last all day. Okay, I might as well finish out with the last full bottle that I own, and this is Bianco Oro. This was in my recent pickups. This one was a surprise. I tell you what, I didn't love this perfume until I smelled it on the dabber, like later that day, the next day, the next day, the next day. This perfume is a powerhouse and lasts on a dabber, lasts on paper for over a week. This is persistent, and it has one of the best performances of all of these. But the more I smelled it, the more I thought, wow, this is really good, very interesting. So this is an ambery perfume. This is an ambery perfume with a lot of pepperiness. There's a little bit of rose, woods, patchouli, like a molecular woods type of a thing. Very salty. It's got this nice, strong, salty amber. And if you don't like pepper, you need to stay far, far away from this fragrance. There's something about the salty, sweet amber perfume in here that is just so intoxicating to me. It has a pretty prominent patchouli and rose, like this dark red rose. I would describe the rose in here as very dark, very red. Definitely unisex. Some of you might think this leans on the masculine side with the pepper and it being kind of salty. I don't. I think it's perfectly unisex, but it's not going to be for everybody. You have to like a salty amber, pepper, patchouli, a little bit of rose, but oh my gosh, gorgeous. And like I said, a major powerhouse. Will last on clothes for over a week. Okay, I'm just gonna go down the line. The next one I'm picking up is called Blu Indaco. And let me get my notes out here. So, refresh my memory. There wasn't a single one that I didn't like. They were all, I liked them a lot or I loved them. There wasn't one that I hated. So, this one has citruses, almond, pepper, florals, vanilla, and I wrote down a strong musk. I wrote down I didn't dislike it, but I didn't love it and wasn't planning on getting a full bottle. There are some definite citrus in here. I would put like lemon, so it starts off very fresh, very lemony, citrusy, a little bit musky. I want to say there's yellow florals in here, like maybe frangipani, and dries down kind of powdery. I almost got like a powdered soap from it. Let's see. So almost like powdered soap shavings with a touch of almond sweetness. That's right. So this one's very pretty. So almondy, citrusy, floral, powdery, and I would put it more in the warmer weather, but quite lovely. I really do like this. I can see a lot of people enjoying it. I just will not be getting a full bottle. Okay, the next one is Celeste. We talked about that. Now we have Christos. I remember liking this. So, a couple of these I had some difficulty with the sprayer. Okay, so this was definitely one of the more masculine ones in my opinion. A little bit like Bianco Oro, but not as sweet, not as ambery. This one is dark, more masculine, more woody, not as smooth, not as ambery. So this is a peppery amber that has an incense, and the incense in here is not super smoky. Very peppery. I did not write down the notes, but I wrote down almost got a dry tobacco and has a little bit of a floral. I thought it was a rose, but it's not as strong. Definitely peppery, definitely woody. Maybe a little tobacco in here. And I wrote not as sweet and ambery as Bianco Oro. So definitely one of the more masculine ones. This one will not be a full bottle for me. I like Bianco Oro better, but I can definitely see some people really, really enjoying that one. Okay, the next one is Rosso Rubino. Bear with me when I try to pretend I can speak Italian with an Italian accent. So Rosso, I want to say means red or ruby. So the note threw me. I'm thinking I'm going to get a very red, like a rosy perfume. I definitely get something that's chocolatey or cacao. So that one kind of threw me a bit. It's very earthy. A lot of these perfumes share some similar notes. A lot of them have a pepper, have pepper or pink pepper. This one is, I think, pink pepper. So pink pepper, patchouli, some dark citruses. Let's see, a little smoky. Yeah, this has wild berries. In my notes, I said you don't get that until the mid-dry down. So smoky, warm, woody with a sweet amber and an orangey fruitiness in the dry down. And I wrote down that this definitely leans masculine, or I thought it leaned a little bit masculine, or people might think it leans masculine. It's really nice, very interesting. Another one that was a very good performer and quite lovely. And I think a lot of people, particularly men or those who like kind of a unisex fragrance, woody, a little bit smoky, a little bit incensey perfume with some pink pepper that's dark, a little bit of fruits, a little bit of like dark citruses, leans masculine. Another good performer. Okay, the next one is called Rosso Radice. And I wrote down that means red root. So Rosso means red. Red root, maybe this has vetiver. Oh boy, does this have vetiver? This absolutely has vetiver in it. Yeah, it has vetiver. So again, so there's pink pepper. This is a vetiver heavy perfume, earthy, a little bit of patchouli. I wrote down earthy, herbal, aromatic fragrance with pepper, and it's very dry. And I also wrote down that the vetiver comes off dry and scratchy and has a bit of a fougere barbershop vibe. That's right. This one I didn't wear very much because I did think it was masculine. It just had a profile that I really wasn't into. And I don't love barbershop-y fragrances. I don't love the ones that kind of smell barbershop-y. Yeah, very, very dry. Boy, that vetiver is very strong. A little bit of pink pepper. And I wrote that it fades into an ambery, woody, warm fragrance. So I wrote down it was unisex, leaning masculine. So Maybe a unisex vetiver with a little bit of pepper. If you like ambery fragrances that have a touch of that barbershop vibe, you're not afraid of vetiver, you're not afraid of pepper, then this one might be the one for you. But that one won't be a full bottle for me. Okay, the next one is Colonia Nobile, and the sun from that window or the door is about to come right into my eyeballs. I might have to readjust and relocate. Okay, this one's nice. This one is a neroli fragrance. So for those who like a neroli, a fresh neroli perfume, this one is very lovely. I love neroli. I have a ton of them, so I don't need to be adding anything. It's a little earthy. Maybe this one has a little bit of vetiver as well. I definitely get a dry earthiness in here. Boy, this is delicious. A little bit of oak moss. So maybe oak moss, vetiver, neroli, some citruses. All right, what did I get? So I got resins and amber in the dry down, but the bright notes burned off, but they were still present. It was more ambery in the dry down. And I wrote down it had good performance for a freshie. So, man, I might add this I might declutter some of my freshies and add this. This one is really, really good. It's hard to get a freshie like a citrusy, fresh neroli perfume with oak moss that's pleasant and has good lasting power. So I really enjoyed this. I wrote down in my notes that I was going to declutter a poor performing fresh neroli fragrance and add this to my collection in the spring. I really like this. I'm putting that one over there. So that one is probably going to be another full bottle. Colonia Nobile. Okay, the second one that completely blew me away from the tester, I remember or the dabber, when I tested this one in the summer, and again in the past couple weeks, I went back to it, going back to some of these, wearing them for the most part. Again, this one blew me away. In fact, I had all my dabbers in the kitchen and I kept walking by my little discovery set with the dabbers on top, and I was like, what smells so good in here? And I always have boxes of perfume coming in, and I thought it was something I sprayed. I figured it out. It was this next one. This next one, again, it kind of snuck up on me and lasts forever on the dabber. This one is called Shabby Chic. And when I first tested it, I thought, no, I don't need this. It's really nice. Don't need it. So this is different than many of them. This one doesn't have pink pepper. This one doesn't have amber. It's not very ambery. This is a clean, musky floral that's very pink. This is a pink, feminine, floral perfume. I think it has peonies. This smells like a peony. This smells like you're in this lovely little countryside house it's like acid washed. What do you call that? It's like whitewashed. It's whitewashed on the outside, so it does look like a little shabby chic little VRBO. You've got some peonies in a vase right there on the table. You've got some fresh lemonade. You've got a bath going on in the background, and it's got these lovely salts with a sweet floral, like lovely bath salts that are sweet and musky and floral and a little bit fresh. So again, very pink, rose, peony combination, very lovely. Such a happy perfume. It's clean, but it's not soapy. It's not green. It's not screechy. And then, so what did I write down? I wrote down a lot of musk in the dry down. Nice. And again, I wrote down on my notes, nice, but probably won't get a full bottle. That was before I smelt the dabber for the whole week and realized what I was smelling that smelled so amazing was Shabby Chic. And again, I went back, wore it twice after that. It's not a fall or winter perfume, in my opinion. This would be great for the spring. So that's another one I will probably add to my collection in the spring. And I have one more that the atomizer did not work. Oh my gosh, battery cut off at the very end while I was on my last one, while I was finishing talking about Shabby Chic. Didn't think I was going to get the full bottle. Boy, I think I am super close to ordering that. Once the spring rolls around, we shall see. The last one is one I had to hand decant myself. The atomizer just didn't work, got stuck. And the last one is called Scintilla. So this one I liked a lot. Let me remind myself. This one is the one I think reminded me of a couple of different fragrances. Okay, so this one kind of reminds me of Creed Aventus with like Molecule 01 with Iris. I have that perfume. So if you were to spray those together and then add a lot of woods in here and some pepper. This one has, so I know this one has pineapple and fruit. So this is a woody, fruity perfume with some pink pepper. So unisex, leaning a little bit of masculine. Boy, that pink pepper is very strong. It does have some ambery, like an ambery dry down, but it's not as prominent. I remember the fruits being more prominent, the woods being more prominent, and the pepper being a little bit strong in the beginning. So this one is not going to be for everyone. And again, I had to hand decant it into my own little atomizer because the atomizer got stuck. And so Scintilla was a nice perfume. I think it's a great year-round perfume, maybe for those who like Creed Aventus and are looking for something a little bit different, a little change up, but like that general profile. Again, I think this is going to be for mostly people who enjoy unisex fragrances or those that lean a little bit masculine. Scintilla is a good one, and that's it. That's my quick overview of the amazing house Giardini di Toscana. As you can see, I have 4 full bottles. To be honest, Borabora may not stick around in my collection forever. There's a couple, as I talked about, that I probably will be getting in the spring, and I'm loving everything else. A fantastic house. I really think there's something for everybody in here, and they make it so easy to get to know the line with this amazing discovery set that was just fabulous. And you know what? I think I'm gonna pass my discovery set on to somebody. If you're still with me and you're interested, let me know in the comments below that you're interested. There's still at least half of the juice left, probably in most of these because I have full bottles of others. Let me know in the comments and I'll hand that up. Just to make life easy for me, we'll just keep this in the US for this one particular giveaway. I will hand this on to somebody who wants to discover the set because there's so many nice ones. So, hey guys, thanks for sticking around. Thanks for watching. Thanks for clicking on the thumbnail. And again, if you have any other brands or houses that you'd like to hear more about, and I have the discovery set, I probably do. I probably have 25 discovery sets up on my desk, just sitting there gathering dust, and I need to make a video of it and talk about them. Let me know in the comments below, and with that, I'll see you in the next one.